Hi everybody, this is Red Hill Eagle. Welcome to episode 11, I think it's 11, of Hope and Glory, the TEW 2020 series based in 1992. It's a local to global with Premier League wrestling. I've done quite a few shows off camera, but I wanted to come back now just to sort of give an update about what's happened, and we'll probably have an event as well. I've signed a few more people. Chris Bowles, Bowles, I suppose. I signed him. He's expensive-ish, $210, and then I realised his stamina is 49, which is bleeding awful. I wanted to use him in the first show, and he couldn't even do 10 minutes, so I'm probably never going to use him. But yeah, it's kind of time that it's time that we bolstered the roster, but actually we're struggling for people that we can get. I mean, this is a search. This particular search is for people between 24 and 40 to view, so it's not even just to sign, who can work in the British Isles, and they are any size. And do you know what? There's not many at all. And half of these, well, not half, but a few of these we've already got. So we're actually going to struggle to sign people. We need to kind of, I don't know how in depth this mod is and how many more people are going to be coming through, but we don't have many options of people to sign. So we're going to kind of see how this series goes, I suppose. So yeah, we've got a new champion as well. I decided to put the belt on George Burgess because he's just been putting on really good matches. And he's very, very popular. So as far as matches go as well, I mean, recent shows, I mean, we've only had 3 from 94 so far, but I mean, that one, all right, it's only a 40, but then kind of hitting a few 40s now. And then this show, you know, we've had a few others. We've had some decent matches actually, but our event, sorry, let's go back to the screen. So the last show was 43, 42, 38. Let's have a look at late 93, so another 48, 45, 41. So yeah, things have obviously been picking up since we hit the next level of Tiny. So yeah, very pleased with that. I wanted to have a quick look as well at the top 100. So our events, yeah, 48 was the highest one, December 93. But matches as well, I mean, we've had a 52 there. Adrian Finch and John Ritchie, and 51 George Burgess and Michelle Starr. But yeah, George Burgess is in 5 of the top 6. So I had to put the belt on him, really. Just kind of made sense. So yeah, let's. I'm already on the day actually, Friday, ready for a show. Have a quick look before I do that. Just our pop 23 now, which is looking good. Track the progress. We had a month there where we jumped 2 from 18 to 20. And then 21, 22, 23. I have also upgraded our merchandise. We are amateur level 2. I can't remember what the previous level was then. Ramshackle, I think. So yeah, amateur. It doesn't it doesn't, you know, break records. It doesn't do that much to our finances, but it does a little bit. And it was fairly cheap to sort of upgrade. I think it worked out $400. And it took a month to do. So I mean, I might even go ahead and just rapidly increase again. I mean, 250 a week, so we're looking at a grand in a month, which we can afford. It's going to take a couple of months though. It's probably still worth doing. I'm going to do it. Let's do it. I mean, we have got the money. We are making money, and we had a couple of months where we kind of weren't making much. There wasn't much difference, but then this month it shot up to 4,731. This month is a little bit, it won't be that because we haven't had our show yet, and that's going to be, you know, $1.5 roughly plus show costs. So yeah, that will go down, and obviously now we're paying for that upgrade of merchandise. We're not going to be making as much, but I mean, we've got money in the bank. Everything's kind of fine. So I think that was everything sort of major important. I think we had someone else retire, and I can't remember who it was now, which is a bit annoying. But we did have someone else retire. Anyway, doesn't matter too much. I am still using the Orpington Halls, or I have been. What's this? Lewis Blaine. Oh, just being cheerful and fun to be around. That's good. Thank you, Lewis. what I like to see. Okay, so yeah, I'm still using the Orpington Halls. I mean, 282 fans are expected. I mean, again, there's just 300. But I'm looking for the pit is North London. Tap and Tin wasn't London, I don't think. I mean, there's just nothing. Stour Centre, Ashford. There's just nothing around Leon C. So I mean, Orpington Halls is still the kind of closest to South London I could sort of think of, sort of the best venue. I'm probably going to be looking at expanding the business, as in we will start venturing into other areas of London, and you know, we'll rename our belt the London Heavyweight Championship or something. But I don't want to do that just yet. I know it kind of sounds like, you know, I should really be doing that. Bognor Regis, Exeter, Minehead, Bognor Regis, and Brighthelm Centre. I'm sure that's supposed to be the Brighton Centre, but okay. So no, we're still using the Orpington Halls at the moment. I mean, we're not, obviously we can have 282 fans, and we're not going to get any more than 150. But at the moment, we're still selling, or we're not selling tickets. Our tickets are still free, so that doesn't really make a difference. We're not going to gain any less by only having 150. So we will stick with the Orpington Halls. And we will do what we normally do. We will start off with our title match. Our champion at the moment, George Burgess. Let's try and get someone who he hasn't faced yet. Don't think he's faced Andre Baker. He hasn't been champion for that long. So, okay, we'll do that. And we'll see if we can get a longish match out of it. 17 minutes. Yeah. George Burgess to get the victory. So this is a storytelling match as well. Decisive win. Okay. So then for our other match, let's have... I mean, I'd like to use Chris Bowles, but he couldn't do 10 minutes. And unless we're going to have 4 matches on the show, I don't really want to show less. I don't really want to match less than 10 minutes. I did think about having 4 matches on a show now, but I probably won't do that until we're extending the time of the event. So when the event is an hour and a half, I'll probably have 5 matches. Yeah, I just think it kind of makes a little bit more sense. Let's have John Ritchie, because he's been getting some sort of good matches as well. John Ritchie can take on Richie Brooks. Now, I think we've probably had that, but no, we haven't. Okay, and these two normally produce pretty decent matches. So let's have Richie Brooks. No, I'm going to have John Ritchie win it. I want the heel to win it because we've got a face champion at the moment. Steal the show. And he'll win it. He'll win it tainted. He'll cheat. Richie Brooks can't. That's a shame, isn't it? Mind you, let's see if we can do 12. Oh, come on. Okay, 10 minutes. So the next match is going to have to be a lengthy one. Let's go with someone like Adrian Finch. I think was half decent. How about Adrian Finch against Jerry Finch? I think it works out 15 minutes. I'm going to have Adrian Finch win it. Go for something different as well. How about a count out finish? Okay, let's see how that works out. Yes. Okay, so now for the angles. We have our usual Flash Barker opening the show. So Flash Barker opens the show. I've done a few little bits different off camera, nothing too major. I think it was just when we had a debutante, we just kind of introduced him. I can't remember how I did it now, but I've done a couple of little bits a little bit differently. John Ritchie and Richie Brooks. John Ritchie and Richie Brooks. The promos pre-match. John, I suppose I better type these out because you've got Richie and Richie. John Ritchie and Richie Brooks pre-match promos. 4 minutes there, and then we'll have George Burgess and Andre Baker. George Burgess, Andre Baker interviewed by Flash Barker, of course. Barker interviews Baker and Burgess. Free title match. Okay, 4 minutes. So yeah, I mean, we're close to getting 4 matches on a show. I know I could have a couple of really short matches, but I think for the moment, until we do an hour and a half per show, which I think once we get a TV deal, which is another thing I want to talk about in a minute, because we're going to struggle to get a TV deal as well unless we do something different. But let's get this out of the way first, and then I'll move on to that. I'll talk about that. Okay, opening angle then, 39 from Flash Barker. The 2 Finches get us a 48, so that's pretty decent. Happy with that. And then John Ritchie and Richie Brooks get a 34 for their promos. And then the match gets a 49, so yeah, can't complain about that. John Ritchie getting the victory by submission, but he did cheat. And then Barker interviewing Burgess and Baker gets a 40. And then the match itself a 49. Yep, so George Burgess defense number 4 of his title. 49 overall, yeah, pleased with that. And the show overall 45. So it's not our best, but certainly from where we were getting late 30s, happy with that. Increasing in one region again, the popularity. Okay, so I've skipped 2 days like I normally do. So we are in May 94. And let's have a look. We made 4,757, which actually I'm really pleased with, bearing in mind, I mean, it's a little bit more than last month, but bearing in mind we're spending on the merchandise again. And yeah, so no, I'm pleased with that. And workers as well, the wages was up slightly. So yeah, definitely pleased with that. So have a quick look at the size. It's it has gone up again, isn't it? 24. Yeah, it's gone up again. We're not far off small. But yeah, the TV deal. If we look at potential companies, the only one really that we can hope to get soon would be Challenge. Don't have a problem with that, but we need 30 popularity in 2 regions. Now, we need to be small as well. That's fair enough. Okay. But when we hit small, which I'm pretty confident we will, we're still going to be nowhere near 30 for any of our other regions. So I think it's going to be a pretty long time until we get a TV deal. What I am thinking about, and I think we could just about do it, 2 shows a month, and the second show would be in the Midlands or even Wales, but probably the Midlands would make more sense. I mean, we can just see how the spillover goes. Spillover is 40% in the Midlands. So what's 40%? Well, 40% of 40 is obviously less than 20. So we're probably going to be looking at having spillover alone. We're probably going to need about, I mean, my maths is awful, probably about 60, 70 pop in Southern England. So we're not going to do it on spillover alone. So yeah, the possibility of a second show in the Midlands, it's got to be crossing my mind. Even if just temporary to start with. I mean, I don't think there's another choice. The only other choice really would be to give it a good few years when things like YouTube start coming into it, and then maybe possibly get a deal that way. But yeah, I think we're kind of miles away. So I've got to be thinking about a second show, and I've got to be thinking about holding it in the Midlands. But for now, let's skip ahead. Actually, we won't skip ahead. This is going to be a pretty short episode, because what I want to show you is something I found interesting when I was looking at. I was just looking at WWF again, actually, and I was looking at their titles, and their champion now is Sergeant Slaughter for the second time. Beat Randy Savage. Intercontinental. That's changed since I last looked. The Genius. Wow. Never ever would have put that. King of the Ring is Nikita Koloff. The Royal Rumble, Ric Flair again. A hat trick of Royal Rumble victories for Ric Flair. And tag team champions are the Nasty Boys for the second time. And I was kind of wondering, you know, my favourite wrestler is Randy Savage, but I didn't think to look at Randy Savage. I just went straight to the World Championship Wrestling, and I had a look at their heavyweight champion. Brilliant. So he goes to, I mean, it's realistic. He did go to WCW, maybe a little bit earlier. Yeah, so that's all good. Where's Hogan? I can't remember. Did we look? And if we did, I can't remember where he went. Where is he? He is WCW. So, he's the NWA World Heavyweight. Okay, right, interesting. Okay, yeah, so a short and sweet episode. I think I'll do a few more shows off camera. I may well start doing 2 shows a month. Maybe even for the Midlands I might charge, just to claw a little bit of money back, because paying out wages twice in a month, we can do it. We can do it if we're making that. I'll see, because Pop's going to jump up quicker if I don't charge. We'll see. Anyway, thank you everybody who has seen any of these videos so far, and any of you that have put likes and comments. I do appreciate it. Things have been a bit slow. Things will continue to be a bit of a grind until we sort of get going a little bit more with more regular shows and storylines, that sort of thing. But yeah, I appreciate those of you that have interacted with me, not just for YouTube. I know, I do talk to quite a few people in the TEW community. Yeah, I appreciate all your support, and I'll see you all again soon, everybody. Thank you very much. Goodbye.